Mr. Jadala, were you ready with something?
And we're ready on Samuel Watson.
These are 22VB00819 A and B. These would be Van Buren Township versus Samuel Watson. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Mandarin on behalf of the people.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Samuel Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Watson. Your Honor, for purposes of today's agreement, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. Mr. Watson understands what he's being charged with, as well as the possible penalties. At this time, Your Honor, there is a offer that Mr. Watson would like to avail himself to.
Mr. Watson?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, sir. Please state your name for the record.
I'm Samuel Watson.
Thank you. And what is the offer, please, sir?
Your Honor, Mr. Watson will be Mr.
No,
Watson
not
will
you,
be,
Mr. Watson. I'm sorry. It's Mr. Jadala's job.
Mr. Watson will be pleading to one count of retail fraud. False information to a police officer is being dismissed.
Mr. Watson, would you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you
Yes,
swear affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Sir, before we continue with this plea, I will make a disclosure on the record that I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make this disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency of these citations. Mr. Jadala is already aware of this. My spouse is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department. He would not know anything about this case or anything about how this case is resolved. Mr. Jadala, are we clear to proceed in the plea in this matter?
Your Honor, we have no objections.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, you understand that you will be entering a plea of guilty to one count of retail fraud and the B file false information to police will be dismissed.
yes,
Mr. Watson, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
yes, I do.
You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, I understand.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily, sir? You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
Not at all.
You're pleading guilty, sir, because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, miss.
Mr. Watson, is it true that on May 9, 2022, in Van Buren Township, there is no information in here about what it was exactly that happened? Looks like you were probably at the Meyer. Ms.
Yes.
Manarino?
I'm looking for the report, Your Honor. Just one second.
Okay. Short part, Mr. Watson, is that you entered an establishment that was open to the public and attempted to, or did in fact, well, attempted to remove goods that were open and available for sale to the public without making payment for them.
Yes,
Okay, satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Yes, Your Honor. And it was the Meyer store, Your
Sa-
Honor.
I was guessing by the address. Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the A file retail fraud, the B file false information to the police will be dismissed. Mr. Jadala, anything before sentence is imposed on your client?
Your Honor, Mr. Watson is remorseful. He understands that he made a mistake and he fully intends on making it right. He's just going to respectfully request that he be given a payment plan to pay all fines and costs.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, the court will assess minimal fines and costs in this matter, $100 fine, $100 in costs, $75 crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state costs, and $20 fund fee, sir. That is a total of $345. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
yes, miss.
For some reason, Mary Ann, I can't see the breakout rooms. Is Maria on this morning?
Yes, Judge, she's there.
Thank you.
I can put him in there.
Thank you. Mr. Watson, $345. The court will move you into the breakout room to set a payment plan with the collections clerk, okay?
I thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Your Honor, before the court finishes this matter, there should have been an order for fingerprints for Mr. Watson in the file. Does the court have that?
I don't have it, but Mr. Watson, there's going to be an order of fingerprints that the court will sign. You'll need to present yourself to Van Buren Township Public Safety Department to have your fingerprints taken in this matter, okay?
If I can interrupt, Angela, I couldn't open that up. Your emails yesterday went into my spam, so if you want to resend it.
Okay, I did resend it last night. You didn't get that one either?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I will try again.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Are we ready with Mr. Lowers?
We are, Your Honor.
Back on the record in the case that is 9677. Airport versus Lowers. Mr. Mena, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Your Honor, after speaking with Mr. Lowers, at this point, the prosecution is going to move to dismiss this charge.
Any objection, Mr. Lowers?
No, ma'am.
Case is hereby dismissed, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
You can leave now, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Stop.
Did Mr. Byrd have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Mena? Yes, to the prosecutor yet?
He's waiting to speak with them.
Mary Ann, I lost my co-host status. Would you reset it so I can?
Yep,
see
I
who
will.
people are, please? Thanks. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Judge. How are you today?
I am super. How are you?
I am doing very well. Thank you. So it's a short week, so it's easier to make it through on a short week.
Is your client with you or zooming in separately?
He hopefully would be able to make it separately. He had my understanding was there was a child custody matter, but I think I've got it. Mr. Mena asked me to report to you what we have agreed upon, and my client agrees on this. So, and he's sending it to me by email for us to submit in writing if that's all right with the court. An acceptance of responsibility under MCL
Oh, wait,
771.
hold on one second.
Yep.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wanted to actually call the case before you start.
Oh,
putting
no
the
problem.
terms on. This
Thank
is-
you, Your Honor.
This is 22WM006260M. This would be Wayne County Airport versus Michael Gruber. Now, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Michael Behan, and I am the attorney for Michael Stephen Gruber. I met with Mr. Mena, and Mr. Mena is emailing me a agreement whereby my client will accept responsibility under MCL 771 and pay the applicable fine that the court assesses. And Mr. Mena asked me to report to you that that was fine to do that via the email and send it back, and we'll try to make payment immediately. And
I'm sorry, 771, the plea form that we have in the court file indicates 3 months.
that's correct.
Okay. Yes, sir. It's just unusual. If your client will come on and we can actually take the plea from him, unless you send it over signed, or you're indicating that you're going to sign the plea form and send it back.
That's correct. And
Okay.
Mr. Mena said that was acceptable to him.
Okay. If that is how you, Mr. Mann, have agreed to proceed in this matter, I'll hold the file, and when I receive the signed plea form, the court would assess costs of what it says, cost of $500, sir.
Okay. We'll return payment with the documents to the court.
Thank you, sir.
And should that just be made directly payable to the 34th District Court?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. And I again,
you, sir.
I know he's not with us right now, but I want to thank Mr. Mena. He's a true gentleman to work with on these matters.
He's here, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Behan.
Thanks, Mr. Mena. Take care.
Mr. Jadala?
Your Honor, I have a Mr. Miguel Frankie that I've been trying to get into the main session, but for some reason, it's not switching over. He should be in my meeting room, in the breakout room, if we could remove him. I don't know why it was not allowing me to do that.
We'll try to get, Marianne will try to get him moved out, and if we can't, somebody will go in and bring him out. Are we ready now on Massey?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 22WM006840M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Floyd Massey. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
For the record, Your Honor, if it please this honorable court, Brandon Bird, on behalf of Floyd Massey, PA 3734. Please state your name for the record, Mr. Massey.
Floyd Massey.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding, Mr. Bird?
We actually have an offer from the airport, from the prosecutor, and the offer was a double parking ticket and a $250 fine.
Mr. Massey, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. You were able to hear Mr. Burgess now?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's your understanding that you will be tendering a plea of responsible to the added count of double parking and the misdemeanor checkpoint violation will be dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Understood, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you a plea responsible.
No, Your Honor.
You're pleading responsible because you are in fact responsible.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Massey, is it true that on May 11, 2022, at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located City of Romulus County, Wayne State of Michigan, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Byrd?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Massey, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking. The misdemeanor is hereby dismissed. As previously indicated by the attorney in this matter, court will assess a fine of $250. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. $250 due in 5 days, sir. You can go online and pay it, or you can mail it to the court. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Byrd?
Oh, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Murray, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you to this honorable court. Thank you, Mr. Mena.
Were we able to get Mr. Frankie out?
He was back into the main session. It looks like he went back in. I'll work on that.
Thank you. Mr. Hadley, were you ready with the case?
Your Honor, I need to meet with Miss Manarino. I'm having a hard time connecting with her. There she is.
Yeah, Mr. Headley, you can meet me in my breakout room.
Okay.
Ash, real fast, you didn't talk to a four client, huh? I'll go meet them in there.
Good morning, Mr. Goldman.
Morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, Your Honor. How about you?
I am wonderful. I see that your client is here as well. Do you need to speak with her?
No, I don't need to today, Your Honor. We spoke
Do you
yesterday.
need to speak to? Oh, Mr. Frankie, wonderful.
Good morning.
Do you need to speak to the prosecutor, Mr. Goldman?
No, Your Honor. This case has some history, and I know her position. I have both a pretrial and a motion up today, and
I've read the motion, sir.
she's in a tough spot. So,
Okay, we'll stop talking then. Mr. Frankie, sit tight. Mr. Jadala is in with the prosecutor on an unrelated matter. But when Mr. Jadala comes out, I'll get your case called, get you on your way, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Besant.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. Good morning. I'm here in Parithia Stewart, but I wanted to do a breakout room with the prosecutor if possible.
If you sit tight, sir, my secretary will get you in with the prosecutor when they're available.
Oh, no problem. You know what? I'm sorry, Judge. I thought I was talking to the clerk. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
No problem, sir.
Got our pictures back.
Oh, did you? Oh my gosh. Mr. Hadley.
Your Honor, I'm trying to move Mr. Miguel Franqui back into my waiting room, and it's not letting me go into Mr. Batar's waiting room here. It says he's in there.
Uh, Let's see if Mary Ann can help you, or if there's still an officer in the area of the probation waiting room, maybe they can help Mr. Frankie.
Yeah, as I'm looking at the graphic for breakout rooms, it says that Mr. Frankie and I are both in there, but clearly we're not.
It doesn't say that you're in there.
On mine, it says, let's try this again. Mr. Frankie, hit join if you get an invite.
Join.
Ms. Manarino, are we ready for Ms. Justice?
Yes, Your Honor.
These are two, this is, well, there's one set for arraignment pretrial and the other one set for the pretrial with a motion. So we should, let's do the pretrial motion one first. 220197 OM Van Buren Township versus Melissa K. Justice. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Mandarin on behalf of the people.
Hey, please, court, Your Honor, Ezra Golden on behalf of the defendant. And Your Honor, just so you know, I don't know about the other one. I only know about this one.
Mr. Goldman, there's 220405 OM. This is an offense date of December 2nd, 2021 at Walmart. One charge of one count of retail fraud.
Yeah, I know what it's about. It must be a rewrite of the previous, but I don't think Miss Justice and I have any notice of it.
It was just entered yesterday,
That'd be why.
and I have it. That's why I said I'll call them separately because they're at such different statuses.
Okay.
But for purposes of the, this is from November 1st, 2021. This is the one where there's a motion. Your appearances, you were starting.
Oh, I think we did that.
Okay, so we are here this morning on the pretrial, and then there is a motion, defense motion to dismiss and plaintiff's response. The court has reviewed both of them. Mr. Goldman, do you want to proceed with your motion?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'm aware that the court reviews everything, so I'm going to keep it brief. But Your Honor, it's sort of outrageous what's happening here. In the previous case, which was dismissed, I asked for discovery repeatedly because Walmart was not cooperating in giving what we need, and sort of in retaliation, the loss prevention officer took Miss Justice's credit card, went through the system and found when she had used it previously, and then says he watched the tapes and he decided that something that she bought had the didn't scan correctly and therefore brought this case. The police report says that he watched her going all the way through the store. Let's see, the report on page 4 or 5 says, watched Justice's entire time inside the store and observed her at checkout. The discovery given to me only shows her at checkout. And the point that I'm making is a point that I made in the previous case. Watching her all the way through the store would be either inculpatory or exculpatory if she switched a price on something. I think I should be able to see her switching the price on something if that is the allegation. If it's not the allegation, the only thing we have is her checking out. We don't have any of the items that were allegedly mismarked, and we have this loss prevention officer's guess that from what he can view from his camera view, the thing that was purchased doesn't seem to match the amount on the receipt. I don't think they can make a case with that. I just think they need more. And the notion he put in there that, yeah, she bought paper, and previously the purchase of paper was used nefariously. I mean, first of all, the notion that Ms. Justice the previous time snuck things into a box that said, reams of paper, that's not even in the previous report. This is the first time I heard that she was ever accused of putting things in a box that was marked reams of paper. But anyway, what is that? We're not saying that she took anything and put it in this box of paper. So it's in the report. It's just sort of guesses. And, if there were some evidence that Ms. Justice did something wrong, I would be having a heart-to-heart with her and trying to work this out. But I can't think that she just didn't do anything wrong here. Things in Walmart are mismarked all the time. Things have the wrong price on them, and that is not a crime. It is a mistake. It is a mistake on Walmart's part. And I think every single juror would say, I'm gonna buy the $10 thing for $8, and the mistake is on them. And I don't think there's any instruction that there's no standard instruction anyway that the court could give to the jurors, say, oh no, when you see something that's marked at this price and should really be that price, it is your duty to go to a manager and say, hey, is this correct? I believe the law is you're allowed to scan that thing and go. And video in the previous case shows the officer trying to peel off a clearance tag to see what it was underneath, but he couldn't because they come apart. They're perforated, so you can't get that off. So the notion that Ms. Justice is somehow able repeatedly to take a clearance sticker from this thing and put it on that thing, it's just nonsense, Your Honor. And I realize that Walmart is a very large portion of Van Buren Township business. I know it's a big business in Van Buren, and therefore they get some credence when they want to come here and say they're having a problem. But they need to catch somebody doing something to bring a case in this court, and they did not. Ms. Justice has not been shown to have done anything. I don't have any evidence that she did anything from anything the prosecutor has sent me, and I don't blame Ms. Manarino at all. I know she is giving me everything they're giving her. So the bad guy is not in the room. It's Walmart. They said they have all kinds of videos. They didn't provide them. They said that she did something wrong. They didn't show it. And there's nothing in this case that shows she did one thing wrong. We can't get past the first line in the jury instruction on this evidence. And if there's evidence she did something wrong, I must see it in order to defend her. And if there's no evidence, we got to shut this down.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Manarino?
Your Honor, I won't belabor the point. I think one, whether or not Walmart is a large business in the township has no bearing on whether or not I prosecute a case. I treat all the victims the same. It has nothing to do with how Mr. Goldman perceives their status in the community. Second, on two separate occasions, Ms. Justice was at the Walmart store purchasing $139 calculators for $2. There is evidence in the other case, which the court is going to arraign Ms. Justice on this morning, that she was changing the price in that case. It certainly is reasonable for the loss prevention officer to infer that this is her scheme and this is how she commits retail frauds at Walmart by changing these prices. It's for the jury to decide if the $2 price ticket that was on the $139 calculators was on accident or whether it was done by Ms. Justice. It's for the jury to decide. There's certainly enough evidence for us to proceed.
Can I make one point I didn't make before, Your Honor?
Wait, you can, but give me one quick question. You both have said jury. Has there been a jury request demanded?
Well, Your Honor, it's a criminal case, so we didn't waive it. So if we're going forward.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Mr. Goldman, what was your point?
My point was that the December incident took place after the November incident, if it took place at all. So I don't think the people can take something that happened subsequently or allegedly happened subsequently and use it as proof in a prior matter that somebody did something. It's got to go the other way.
Mr. Goldman, the court, again, did review your motion. I appreciate the argument that you made, but at this point, the court will deny the motion to dismiss the case that ends in 197. I know that there have been some previous requests for discovery, and we last appeared in May. There was an indication there was discovery outstanding. Have you since received the discovery you were seeking, sir?
So, Your Honor, I know that didn't sound like a trick question, but I got a video from the police department, and it had many, it was a disc full of many clips but they all pertained to the December 2nd date. So I got back in touch with the police department. I said, no, this is not the right date. I need the November one. And they did send me another disc that pertains to November, but it is only showing Miss Justice at the checkout. So if the police report is going to say that the loss prevention officer was able to follow her through the whole store, I want everything. And now that I see what videos are available on December 2nd, I look around when I'm in Walmart. They can follow you everywhere, I think, except as you approach the dressing rooms. So I would like all the video, and I only have one video of Miss Justice at checkout.
Your Honor, that's the only video that I've been provided as it relates to the November incident. I'm certainly happy to go back to Walmart and see if there is any additional video to satisfy Mr. Goldman. I have not seen it, but I'm willing to follow up with them on that again.
And again, Your Honor, to make a point I didn't make before, the last time this happened, and again, I'm not blaming counsel because it's not her fault, but Walmart came up with all this video on the eve of the trial, and there is no suddenly finding evidence in Walmart. There is withholding evidence. And if the officer said, if the loss prevention officer says he reviewed it, he has it, and he's not giving it to us. And if this were a civil case, then I would be blaming the attorney, but it's not. It's a criminal case. So I know, Angela's doing what she can do here, but they have that video, and they should really be caused to give it to us.
I understand that, Mr. Goldman, and my notes indicate that you have been asking for it since we appeared on April the 7th, 2022. So if the parties aren't, if there is no resolution of this case short of trial, and we schedule this matter for trial, and then the video is magically produced the day or two before trial, then there will be some great concerns. So you tell me how it is that you wish to proceed in this November 2021 incident. Are we adjourning the pretrial with you again asking for the video, or are we setting a trial date?
I think we should just set a trial date, Your Honor. I know the
Mary
yes
Ann?
prefers that anyway.
Is this a bench trial?
It'll,
Your Honor, I think we should set it for jury. I'll discuss, I haven't discussed with my client whether or not she wants to waive the jury. So at this point, let's say jury. If there's any change, maybe we should have a final pretrial a couple days before.
what I do is 14 days before is final conference and plea cutoff. And Mr. Goldman, before we set that date, I don't have a notation in the file, so I will make it on the record right now. I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. He is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department, the issuing agency in this matter. He wouldn't know Ms. Justice's name, any of the details of her case, and would not know that she was scheduled with me today or how this matter is resolved going forward. But before we set any future dates, whether they be bench trial or jury trial, I want to make that disclosure, and it's up to you and your client if you wish to continue to proceed on track with me.
Oh, I don't think I have any conflict problem, Your Honor.
Okay. So we can set a jury trial. Mary Ann, I don't have our jury dates. I don't know if we have a July date set yet.
I'm looking, Judge.
I know. Thank you, ma'am.
So July 15th, we have one.
July 15th,
Yes.
July 15th.
Fine with me, Judge.
I have a sentencing that morning, Your Honor. It is on the one hand virtual, on the other hand, I know the client and he doesn't know how to do that. So I may have to be appearing in person at a sentencing I could have done virtual because the client is in his 70s and can't do Zoom on his phone. So I think I have another matter that morning. It shouldn't take very long. And it's in Plymouth.
What time is the, Mary Ann, what time is the one already set on July 15th?
9 o'clock.
I didn't catch that. Was that 9 or 10?
9 o'clock. We already have a 9 o'clock jury trial set. So what time is your sentencing, sir?
Oh, 8:30 or 9. It's set for 8:30, more likely to go at 9.
So if we 10 a.m. on July 15th, live here at courtroom number 1 and set the final conference the 2 weeks before, which, are we open on July 1st? Mary Ann, I'm sorry.
No, ma'am. No, we are not.
I'm looking at whether the Thursday would be the June the 30th. Is Ms. Manarino here?
I'm available on the 30th, Your Honor.
I'm too, Your Honor.
June 30th, 2022. We'll do it as a Zoom final conference at, let's say 11 a.m. That'll be the plea cutoff date. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Goldman?
Your Honor, is there a deadline short of that final pretrial that I have to have all these, all the discovery?
Let's say the week before, because that gives your client, that gives you an opportunity to review it with your client. And have a more informed conference, so that discovery cutoff of June the 23rd. And at that final conference on June the 30th, the court will need your witness exhibit list and proposed jury instructions. The conference is by Zoom, but anything else, Ms. Manarino? In
No, Your
this,
Honor.
November case? Okay.
No, Your
Anything
Honor,
else,
thank you.
Mr. Goldman?
No, nothing else on that one, Your Honor.
There's 2204050 Van Buren Township versus Melissa K. Justice. Mr. Goldman, this one is set for arraignment and pretrial. You indicated that you weren't aware of it. So no, I don't know how you could be aware of it. I don't know if it's appropriate for us to proceed this morning, or it says set it with this case, but if you haven't had the opportunity to review it with your client, we might be better to adjourn it and put you on our next docket for arraignment pretrial on this December 2nd offense. Or unless you want to proceed this morning, it's up to you.
I'm on the fence on that. You know, Your Honor, that's the one that I was ready for jury trial on, and now I have all the discovery. So assuming that it's the same case.
If you're here, we can do it. I mean,
If it's the same incident report and everything.
It is.
Yeah, so I'm already aware of that one. So I'm going to waive reading and stand mute.
Ms. Justice, please state your name for the record.
Unmute yourself there, Melissa.
Melissa Justice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Standing mute to the charges, there is a recommendation that her bond be set at 2,010%. The court will not do that. Court will set the bond at 2,000 personal. She's appeared timely this morning and as previously requested by the court. As for pretrial in this case,
Your Honor, I think we all know where we stand on this. I don't think counsel's going to offer me anything, and I think we have to set this one for jury trial also.
so you have all discovery from the original issuing of this citation.
I think I do.
Do we set it the same day as the November case?
That'll be interesting. And then one or the other will go on the July date. I wouldn't think that we could do both.
Why would you think we couldn't?
On the, for the final pretrial or for the trial?
Well, Mary Ann, how many are scheduled on July 15th?
2. No, it's 2.
So, Mr. Goldman, you tell me, what is it that you propose for this reissue case?
I think we'd like to set it for trial, but for different dates. I don't want to get my facts mixed up and as with the same client and complaining, it's that'd be a juggling act.
We don't have a next trial date. This courtroom does not for after July the 15th. But I anticipate it would be on our next, it would be August the 26th, but that sounds bad for some reason. It would be August the 26th.
That date's open for
Check
me.
your calendars for me real quick.
Yeah, that date's fine with me, Your Honor.
Mary Ann, I'll have to keep these files for a second to fix the notes. August the 22nd at 8:30 for the December 2021 case.
I thought we said the 26th, Your Honor.
Right, I thought that too.
Did I say something different?
You said the 22nd.
I'm just making updates. No, I'm sorry, Ms. Manarino, all seriousness. I wrote August the 26th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And the final conference for that case will be the 2 weeks before. So it would be the 11th, the Thursday before, which I don't think I have Van Buren anymore at that point.
No, I think I'm done with my rotation with Your Honor at the end of this month, but what was the date, Your Honor?
It would be August 11th.
I'm available that day. That's not a problem.
August 11th seems fine. So it's the 11th and the 26th.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, because I don't know who's on August 11th, but I know it's not in courtroom number 1. So I will set the final conference for the December 2021 offense at noon. That means we'd be at the end of either Judge Oakley's or Judge Green's. And that would also be the plea cutoff, witness exhibit, proposed jury instructions, which I'm guessing would be kind of close to what was from the November case.
Understood.
Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, I think that's enough, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Goldman?
That's it for me for today, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. I will see you next month. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are we ready with Mr. Frankie?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Oh, no. 2202690D. This is Van Buren Township versus Miguel Frankie. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Miguel Frankie.
Mr. Frankie, state your name for me, please, sir.
Miguel Frankie.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Your Honor, we are going to have to ask for another adjournment. We're still trying to run down some discovery materials on this matter as it relates to the police report. I would think we should probably, I don't think there's any video discovery. I think we should probably need a couple weeks.
That adjourn date will be
June 16th at 8:30.
June 16, 2022 at 8:40. 8:30. Thank you, ma'am.
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank
Anything
you.
else, Mr. Hadley?
No, not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Frankie, I'll see you in 2 weeks, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, same to you.
Are we ready on? I thought I saw Mr. Basant.
Yes, Judge, we should be ready on Parisia Stewart.
This is 21WM01669OM. This would be Wayne County Airport versus Stewart. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
And good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Kevin Basant, P71061, on behalf of Ms. Parisia Stewart, who's also present by Zoom video.
Ms. Stewart, please state your name for the record.
Oh, yeah, she was. I know she was on. I don't know.
Ms. Stewart?
Well, she was on, Judge. I don't know if she got disconnected, but I don't see her at the
I
moment.
don't see your client. What were we doing this morning? Is her presence required for whatever you discussed with Mr. Mena?
Your Honor, I think we can proceed if Mr. Basant can, we're going to reduce it to a double parking $500 fine.
And with that being said, Judge, I have no objections to waiving her appearance and acting on her behalf to accept responsibility for that civil infraction, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Basant, the court will take your word as an officer of the court that you are authorized to enter a plea to the double parking with the breach of security being dismissed and the $500 fine. Sir, does your client need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
I was going to ask her, can she get at least 2 weeks to pay, Judge? Is that possible?
$500 on the double parking on or before June the 16th.
That'd be perfect, Judge. I appreciate it.
Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Basant?
Nothing from defense counsel. Thank you, Judge, and thank you to the people.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Miss Latasha Williams.
I'm here. I'm trying to turn my video on. It's not working.
Ms. Williams, this is 21WM025690M, Wayne County Airport versus Latasha Williams. Ms. Williams, your file indicates that you have waived the right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney for the purposes of your arraignment. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, it's alleged that on December 6, 2021, at Detroit Metro Airport located City of Romulus County, Wayne State of Michigan, that you committed a checkpoint violation. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to $500 in fines, 93 days in jail. For purposes of arraignment, ma'am, how do you wish to proceed?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Ma'am, I'm going to suggest that you go into the breakout room and discuss this matter with the court-appointed attorney. This
Your
is
Honor.
just the arraignment. I'm looking for-
I don't think she understood the arraignment procedure. I think she doesn't understand. She'll stand mute for that purpose, Your Honor, and then we're going to reduce
Do you
the
know
term.
something that you can help with, Mr. Mena?
Yes, Your Honor, she is going to plead to the reduced charge of double parking responsible, and that'll carry a $250 fine.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Williams, were you able to hear Mr. Mena just now?
Yes, Your Honor.
And ma'am, it's your agreement that you will be pleading responsible to the added count of double parking and the misdemeanor checkpoint violation will be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
No.
You're pleading responsible because you are in fact responsible.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it true that on December 6, 2021, at Detroit Metro Airport located City of Romulus County, Wayne State of Michigan, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of responsible to double parking. The misdemeanor will be dismissed. As indicated by the attorney, the court will assess a fine in this matter of $250, but there is an additional $50 for a show cause and $50 warrant fee. So your total due to the court will be $350. Ma'am, do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you'll see an invitation to go into the breakout room to set a payment plan with the collections department, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Mena?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Williams, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Lazenby.
Good morning.
This is 22VB00370OT Van Buren Township versus Tabitha Lazenby. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Ma'am, state your name.
Tabitha Lazenby.
Thank you, ma'am. When you appear for arraignment, you proceeded on your own. Is it your desire to continue to proceed on your own in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Manarino, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I have not had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Lazenby. I would just indicate that the offer is that if she pleads to a reduced charge of no operator's license on person, we would dismiss the original charge.
Ms. Lazenby, would you like to accept that offer, or would you like the opportunity to speak to a court-appointed attorney in this matter?
No, I'll accept that offer.
Ma'am, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go put your hand down. You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Lazenby, is it true that on... Ma'am, before I ask you that question, I don't see that there is an indication in the file, and I know you've been here this morning. I'd like to disclose on the record before you enter this plea that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. He's not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department. He would not know anything about your case, the facts of it, the fact that it had been issued, or that you were appearing in front of me this morning. Are you still prepared to proceed with your plea this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it true that on March 7, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you operated a vehicle without an operator's license on your person?
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of no operator's license on person and dismisses driving while license not valid or improper license. Is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes fines and costs in this matter?
No, the only thing, like I said, is I do have the license. I just had to go to the Secretary of State to get the copies and stuff like you asked me to. So, I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead with whichever we gotta do, except for I would like to have some time to pay the fine because I am in the process of paying a bunch of other fines too. So if I could just get time to pay it.
Understood. Ms. Lazenby, the court's gonna assess a $100 fine, $100 in cost, $75 crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, and $20 fund fee. That's a total of $345. Before you leave today, my secretary can move you into a different Zoom room and you can set a payment plan with the collections department, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Lazenby?
Nope, that was it.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day. Mr. Hadley, were you ready with a file?
We are, Your Honor. We're ready to move forward on Mr. James Broughton.
This is
I'm sorry, I have a case number here for you.
22BB00632 A and B. These are Van Buren Township versus James Broughton. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. James Broughton.
Sir, would you state your name for me, please?
James Bronson.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ms.
Good morning. How you
Hadley,
doing?
how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, we are going to need what I would guess probably 2 or 3 weeks on this one as well. There is some outstanding discovery. That's looks like we've got orders that are pinging back and forth between counsel right now. We don't expect much in the way of discovery. I don't think it's gonna be real lengthy, but we do need to get a little bit more time.
Would that June 16th date work for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or do you need more time?
Ms. Manarino, do you have any input? Do you think that'd be sufficient?
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who needs the discovery. So I think that if you think that's enough time to review it, that's fine with me.
Your Honor, maybe if we don't mind, can we push that out to the 23rd? Or the next available date, maybe past that, just to err on the safe side. I'd hate to bring everybody back another time if we can.
Mary Ann will give us the next available date.
Thank
And
you,
Your
Your
Honor, I would just indicate, just because I know Mr. Hadley is not familiar with Van Buren, typically once he submits that discovery order to the court, he'll have the discovery in a day or two.
Then we're prepared to move forward with the date as proposed, then, Your Honor.
June the 16th at
9:40.
9:40.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
June the 16th at 9:40 back here at courtroom number 1. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Broughton, I will see you back here on June 16th, sir. Have a good day.
You as well, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Duncan, I'm sorry, Mr. Jadala, are you ready on file?
Already on Mrs. Zakiya Preston, Your Honor.
These are 22WM00702 A and B. These are Wayne County Airport versus Zakiya Preston. May I have your appearances, please?
For Your Honor, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Ms. Preston, who joins us with no objections on Zoom, Your Honor. For purposes of arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. Ms. Preston, please say your name.
Zakiya Preston.
Thank you. And for purposes of pretrial, Mr. Jadala, have you had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Mena?
I have spoken to the prosecutor, Your Honor. Some discovery is going to be sent to me. So at this time, Your Honor, we just ask for a new date to return.
Let's set Ms. Preston's bond in the interim at 1,000 personal. Ma'am, you don't need to post any money, but what you must do is participate in these proceedings and appear as directed by the court. I'll make a notation in the file that discovery has been requested. That adjourned pretrial date will be
June 16th at 9:40.
June 16th at 9:40 a.m. back here in courtroom number 1 with me. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Preston. We're all set for this morning, ma'am. Good luck to you. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Mr. Duncan, are we ready with Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
These are 162611 and 162612. These are both Van Buren Township versus Mario Garcia. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Mandarin on behalf of the people.
Hello, Your Honor. Murray Duncan appearing on behalf of the defendant. Thank you.
Mr. Garcia, state your name for the record, please, sir.
Mario Garcia, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. These matters are scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. Mr. Duncan, how are we proceeding in these matters?
Judge, for purposes of arraignment, my client waives the reading and stands mute. And as far as the pretrial, there's been an offer that my client can plead guilty to an added charge of no operator's license on person, and that the charge of driving on suspended and possession of marijuana would be dismissed. And at that time, my client does wish to take advantage of that.
Mr. Garcia, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. You were able to hear Mr. Duncan just now?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
And you understand that the offer is if you plead guilty to the added count of no operator's license on person, that the driving while license suspended and the drug crime would both be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or stand cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Mr. Duncan, it appears that this is, before I ask you any other questions, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Duncan, it appears that this is the first time that this court has set on this file. I'll make the disclosure on the record that I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. He is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department, the issuing agency in this matter, but I wanted to make that disclosure. Is your client still prepared to proceed with his plea in this matter?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, is it true that on June 16, 2016, in Van Buren Township, you operated a vehicle without having your operator's license on your person?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Duncan?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, the court accepts your plea of guilty to no operator's license on person, will dismiss the drug crime and the driving while license suspended. Mr. Duncan, is there anything you'd like to say before fines and costs are assessed in this matter?
Judge, from looking at the defendant's record, I believe now that he's got this matter straightened out, that he's eligible for a license. So I think this should take care of his issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, the court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $200. There's $75 mandatory crime victims, $50 mandatory state costs, $20 fund fee. There is one bench warrant fee of $50, a late fee of $50, and a clearance fee of $45. It's $590. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
$590 payable in 5 days. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Duncan?
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Duncan, you had another case, Frohit?
Yeah. Yes, Judge, I do.
I don't see, I'm looking for your client.
My client is not there, Judge. He's not going to be here today.
22WM00242. This is Wayne County Airport versus Frohit. Your appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena, I'm hearing on behalf of the airport.
Hello, Your Honor. Murray Duncan on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Duncan, how are we proceeding this morning?
Judge, when we had the last pretrial, I informed the court that my client had not contacted me and I had lost contact, and that wasn't like him. Finally, I did receive just recently, I did receive a phone call from his sister. His sister has informed me that he had a drug overdose and passed away in April. I'm waiting. I'm trying to get a death certificate for the court. But that's the news I got from his sister.
That's my understanding as well, Judge, is what he's indicated.
So Judge, I guess what I'd like to ask the court to do is maybe give one more German. I'm gonna do everything I can to get a death certificate.
We'll adjourn it to 6:16. Will that, you believe that will give you sufficient time to get the death certificate, sir?
Yeah, Judge, I'm gonna call the sister. He's not local. He's in Brooklyn, Michigan. So I'm hoping when I call the sister, she'll cooperate and give it to me.
What time on June 16th, Marianne?
9:50?
9:50. And if you produce it before that time, Mr. Duncan, we'll close the file out.
All right, Judge. Thank you for that.
Anything else, Mr. Mena?
Nothing further on that case, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Duncan?
No, Judge, thank you and have a good morning.
You too, sir. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Mays.
Good morning, Your Honor. My client should be in the
Morning,
waiting
sir.
room.
Good morning, Ms. Patton.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm wonderful, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well, Your Honor. I don't have anything up today. I'm just visiting my attorneys.
Understood. I saw you there and I just wanted to at least acknowledge you. Mr.
Oh,
Mays,
thank
I
you.
don't see your client,
Let's give him just a
but
moment.
I
if we
have your file and I have your
Yep.
motion. So as soon as I see them pop.
Well,
Your Honor, we're going to move to dismiss this charge without prejudice, so I don't know if his client even needs to be here at this point.
22WM000450M. This is Wayne County, Detroit Metro Airport. Why did it
Judge.
caption two different ways? Wayne County Airport versus Masad Wazari.
Oh, he logged into Judge Oakley's, he says.
That's okay.
Well, William Mays, on behalf of Mr. Waziri, Your Honor, we actually oppose this motion to dismiss. As detailed in my motion, there's a huge amount of currency at stake in this case. This case has been pending since November. I don't know what the reason for this dismissal is, except to undermine due process and to undermine fairness to the defendant in this
Mr.
case.
Mays, I'm sorry, if it's your intention to argue your motion this morning, this was brought up to me at 8:20-ish, I believe. I'm not sure when you filed it.
Yesterday, Your Honor.
Second motion to compel, but that's not up today. I was not asking to argue that. The prosecutor responded to my motion last night and said, we don't need to worry about your motion to compel because I'm going to dismiss it over your objections.
That isn't quite how it went, Your Honor, but I did indicate we intend to dismiss it. Per reason for the dismissal at this point, it appears that Mr. Waziri was improperly charged with possession of marijuana. The people will be move to dismiss this in order to reissue the appropriate charge, which I assume will be a felony charge.
And Mr. Mays, you're objecting to the dismissal. You said there's a large amount of currency at stake.
I'm sorry, they want to try and get felony charges after this has been pending since November, and they've had his currency since November. They just now figured this out umpteen months after I've requested the GCMS materials and the drug analysis on numerous occasions, and this court entered an order to compel back in April, and they're just now figuring this out. I'm moving for sanctions, Your Honor. This is an abusive process.
Your client's now with us, sir. I am bringing him in.
Good.
Mr. Waziri.
So is Mr. Waziri here?
I brought him in, but Mr.
I see him. Well, I see his thing. I hope he can hear me.
He's
Mr.
not
Waziri,
connected
start
to
your
audio.
video if you can, please. And state your name on the record. There you go. State your name, please. Can you hear us? Nod your head if you can hear
Not
us.
connected by audio. He's not connected by audio, Mr. Mays. If Mr. Mena is requesting to dismiss the case and you're objecting to the dismissal,
Yes.
where does
I don't
that-
think
where
it's
does that leave us?
I don't think there's any option for him to object to the dismissal, Your Honor. I don't know of any law, statute, or case law that would permit him to object to my dismissing the case.
It's really simple. 42 USC 1983. This has been intentional. I have evidence at this time, Your Honor, that this was completely fabricated by the police. They said that they randomly searched bags, that they had the dog sniff the bags. I have video evidence that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that these bags were taken off of the airplane by the baggage handlers and handed over to the police officers. This is a whole lot of fraud. There's a whole bunch of shady stuff going on over there at the airport, and this is all designed to try to steal Mr. Waziri's money. It has nothing to do with any criminal charges. The criminal charges are a ruse. It's a complete ruse to try to keep this money. They were intercepting currency, and they're lying about the fact that they didn't have a tip. They're lying about the fact that the bags were randomly searched. They're lying repeatedly about this. They lied about the dog hitting. To this day, I still don't have any information regarding the dog. And this court has already entered an order to compel. And the prosecutor's just now figuring out, oh, he wasn't actually in possession of marijuana that we charged him with. Gosh, this is absurd. So if they want to dismiss, he's right. I cannot oppose it. But you can award sanctions, and I'm asking for $15,000 to be awarded in favor of the defendant against the prosecutor.
Judge, there's no basis for
Waziri.
that.
Mr. Waziri, unmute yourself and state your name for the record.
Yeah, hi. My name is Masood Waziri.
Thank you. Mr. Mena, you were saying?
Your Honor, I appreciate Mr. Willett Mays's grandstanding and his public attempts to try to do this. However, it's totally within our discretion. The review of the file was triggered by Mr. Mays's motion. It was determined that this was not the appropriate charge. Mr. Mace's other stuff, he can argue in a federal court if he files his 1983 action. He's welcome to do so. As far as his allegations of fraud and other things, complete, baseless, false, and otherwise untrue. And I appreciate his grandstanding. However, there's also no basis for sanctions. We are proceeding in the appropriate course of action here and in the appropriate way. So at this point, Your Honor, we just ask to dismiss the charge.
I'm asking, Your Honor, that this prosecutor affirmatively state on the record that even though Mr. Waziri was charged with possession of marijuana, that they never found even a single leaf, a gram of marijuana or any other marijuana whatsoever, and that these charges were frivolous all along.
Mr. Mays, this court's going to enter a dismissal without prejudice of this matter. Any other issues you have, you can take up somewhere else.
I'm
Anything
asking
else,
that it be
Mr.
with
Mena?
prejudice, Your Honor. And the
Anything else,
basis
Mr.
for that
Mena?
is the delays by the intentional delays and the violation of MCR 6.201J. It is an appropriate sanction.
Your Honor, we're just asking to be dismissed without prejudice.
It is dismissed without prejudice. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Mays?
Judge, if you could put me in the breakout room with the Van Buren Township prosecutor, I've got a matter up at 10 or 10:15.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Murray.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you? I am with Mr. Glenn Patton. I did send the VB prosecutor my appearance this morning, and I'll be also filing that with the court shortly after today.
Give me one moment. Let me just call the case. 22VB00457OM, Van Buren Township versus Glenn Scott Patton. Mr. Murray, yeah, I will make your notation of your appearance in this matter. When your client was last here on May the 19th, they did indicate that they were retaining counsel. And Mr. Patton, state your name for the record, please.
Glenn Scott Patton.
Thank you. Mr. Murray, have you been in communication with Ms. Manarino?
By email, but I invite her to join me in a breakout room if permitted.
She just went in with someone else, but Mary Ann will move you into the queue, her waiting room queue, okay?
Awesome, and thank you so much.
You're so very welcome, sir. Ms. Cammon.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, I see you, ma'am. Give me one moment.
I'm not sure if my lawyer is here yet. He had 2 other cases this morning at 10 or at 9. So Frank Ford.
I see the notation. I do not see.
Judge, he did call in.
Attorney as a.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's
I'm
me.
sorry, ma'am.
He did call and said he was going to be maybe a little late.
Okay, I will put the file, and when Attorney Ford arrives, let me know. We'll get her, Ms. Cammon Calden, on her way.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Is Antoine Collins ready?
Your Honor, if there is a plea in there, I know that I discussed it with the prosecutor the last time. Mr. Collins was having difficulty with his phone, so he was unable to join us.
It is, the offer is operating while visibly impaired, dismiss the open intox.
That is correct, Your Honor. We are prepared to move forward.
It looks like your client is here, but for some reason, the audio is not connected. I would need his audio to connect for this court to take the plea. So I don't know, Marianne, if, oh, here we are. This is 220041OD. This would be Van Buren Township versus Antoine Collins. May I have your appearance, please?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Genevieve Taylor, P 72797, appearing on behalf of the Attorney of Record, Jeffrey Randa, with the consent of Mr. Collins, who is here via Zoom, consents to having this via Zoom, and waives his physical appearance in court. Is that all correct, Mr. Collins?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you state your name for the record, Mr. Collins?
Antoine Collins.
Your Honor, this is the time and date set for a pretrial. It was adjourned so that Mr. Collins could be with us here today. The plea was worked out the last time between myself and the prosecutor. It was relayed to Mr. Collins. He is prepared to move forward where they would be dismissing the original count of operating while intoxicated or reducing it, and the open intox. And Mr. Collins will be pleading guilty to operating while visibly impaired. He is aware of the maximum of, sorry.
He's aware of the maximum. I'm sorry, ma'am. Please proceed.
He is aware of the maximum penalties and fines associated with the lesser offense. I did include to him the fact that his license, if is appropriate, would most likely be restricted, that he would have 4 points. There is a $300 fine plus costs, and it is a 93-day misdemeanor. We did go over his rights for trial. He does understand that if he enters into this plea today, he will be giving up all of those rights. Is that correct, Mr. Collins?
Yes.
Ms. Taylor, before we proceed, I'm not sure if you were in the courtroom when I indicated previously, I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. He is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department, the issuing agency in this matter, but I make this disclosure so that you and your client may be adequately informed if we are to proceed with the plea this morning.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I don't see any issue with respect to that, and we do appreciate the full disclosure, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Collins, would you raise your right hand for me, sir? He has been moved into a clerk meeting room for some reason, Ms. Taylor. Let's see if we can get him back out here.
There he is.
Yeah, sorry about that. It moved me to
That's okay.
a break room or something. Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Collins, raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony given this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hand down. You were able to discuss the plea offer with your attorney this morning, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of operating while visibly impaired. The original charge of operating while intoxicated and open intoxicants in vehicle will be dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to enter the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Collins, is it true that on January 14, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you operated a vehicle while you were visibly impaired?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied, Ms. Taylor?
Your Honor, I just have a different date. I just wanted to make sure. I have the 12th, and so I'm just double checking that it was the 14th. Yes, I do have the 14th. I must have miswrote it. I apologize.
Other than that, ma'am, satisfied?
Yes, thank you so very much, Your Honor. And Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
just
Mr.
so,
Collins,
sorry, I apologize. Just so the court knows, he has completed a substance abuse assessment by Carrie Ryan, who is a substance abuse professional. He did complete Mothers Against Drunk Driving already and alcohol highway safety program. We would be prepared to move for sentencing if the court would like to. We do understand, though, if you want probation to write a report.
Thank you, ma'am. I was
Absolutely.
going to say, the court accepts the plea of guilty to the operating while visibly impaired, the original operating while intoxicated, and the open intox will be dismissed. The next step in these proceedings is that Mr. Collins will be referred to the probation department for interview and sentence recommendation. If he produces the documentation that he's completed the substance abuse assessment and participating in these other programs, the probation department would take those into consideration in setting the matter on this court sentencing date, okay?
Yes, thank you so very much.
Anything else, Ms. Taylor?
Absolutely not. Thank you so much for your time, Your Honor.
Mr. Collins, before you leave, please know that the probation department will be reaching out to you by phone and by email, sir. Please respond to them. They are the ones that will schedule the interview and make the sentence recommendation to the court before setting the matter for sentencing, okay?
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Have a good day, sir. You may log off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. 22WM006860M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Ruth Beerline. Ma'am, state your name for the record, please.
My name is Ruth Berline.
Thank you, ma'am. The way that your name is noted right now indicates that you wish to waive the right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney for your arraignment. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Ma'am, it's alleged that, are you ready to proceed with your arraignment?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's alleged that on May 11, 2022 at Wayne County Airport located City of Romulus County, Wayne State of Michigan, you committed a checkpoint violation. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and fines of up to $500 plus court costs. For purposes of arraignment, ma'am, how do you wish to proceed?
Not guilty.
Your Honor, we're going to be, is this Ms. Beerline? I apologize, I came in late.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to be amending that charge, Your Honor, to a double parking, $250 fine. The taser will be destroyed.
Ms. Beerline, were you able to hear the prosecutor just now?
Yes.
And ma'am, you wish to accept that offer?
Yes.
Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
I understand.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
No.
You're pleading responsible because you are in fact responsible?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on May 11, 2022 at Detroit Metro Airport, City of Romulus, that you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of responsible to double parking. The misdemeanor checkpoint violation will be dismissed. The taser will be destroyed. As previously indicated, your fine in this matter will be $250. Do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. You can go online and pay, or you can mail your payment into the court. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Beerline?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. We're all set. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Mr. Murray, are we ready with Mr. Patton?
Good morning again. Yes, we are, Your Honor. He's present with me and I've discussed the matter. We're ready to enter a plea.
This is a recall of 22VB00457.
James W. Murray, P48047, on behalf of Mr. Patton, who's physically present. I have spoken with the Van Buren Township prosecutor, and there's been an offer of dismissing the misdemeanor MDOP in exchange for a guilty plea to disturbing the peace, disorderly person, with a sentence agreement of fines and costs to be paid. And upon payment, the file will be closed and the plea would be initially taken as deferred, but the matter will be totally dismissed on payment of fines and costs. And she did, by the way, Ms. Manarino authorized me to make that representation to this court.
Thank you. And Mr. Murray, before we proceed any further with the plea, I want to disclose on the record that I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband would not have any idea about Mr. Patton's pending charges or how this matter is adjudicated this morning. Are you still prepared to proceed with the plea?
We are, and we would waive any concern that might be. We certainly don't have it. And the other representation I want to make to the court is that the complainant here, the parts store, is not N-O-T seeking restitution.
Thank you. Mr. Patton, would you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you
Yes.
swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. You were able to hear the representations made by Mr. Murray just now?
I was, Your Honor.
And you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
I do understand.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, I understand.
Sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
I am entering the plea free, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
I am guilty.
Thank you. Mr. Patton, is it true that on March 18, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you were a disorderly person?
I was.
Satisfied, Mr. Murray?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Patton, this court accepts your plea of guilty to being a disorderly person. The original charge of malicious destruction of property is dismissed as indicated by Mr. Murray. Since this matter will be delayed for a period of, was it 3 months, Mr. Duncan? I'm sorry, Mr. Murray.
As soon as the fines and costs are paid, and I'm advised they will be paid at the very latest by the end of this week.
Thank you, sir. The court will assess costs in this matter of $300, Mr. Patton.
I agree. I understand, Your Honor.
Anything else? Anything else, Mr. Murray?
Satisfied, and thank you again.
Thank you. The only thing I will indicate is that Mr. Patton has some outstanding matters with the court. He owes $785. If he will contact the court's collection department to make arrangements on those matters, it would be greatly appreciated.
100% agreed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Have a good day and good luck to you, Mr. Patton.
Thank you.
Mr. Jadala, your client.
Your Honor, at this time, we are already on Mr. Antoine Motley.
I'm here.
This is 220238 Van Buren Township versus Antoine Motley. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on Mr. Motley. Mr. Motley, could you please say your name?
Yes, my name is Antoine Motley.
Your Honor, at this time, we're just respectfully requesting that this final pretrial be continued to June 16th. Mrs. Manarino agrees with that proposal, Your Honor. We're still working on this matter.
June 16, 2022, at what time?
Whatever time this court has is free.
I
was saying that for Mary Ann.
950.
Thank you. Final pretrial on this matter is continued until June 16, 2022 at 9:50 a.m. back here in courtroom number 1. Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Your Honor. We're also ready on Mr. Hardison whenever the court is.
Thank you. Mr. Motley, we're all set, sir. You may log off. I didn't catch the name of the next one, Mr. Jadala.
Hardison, Hardison.
This is 21BB022121AOT. This is Van Buren Township versus Hardison. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Hardison for purposes of arraignment with waive formal reading and stand mute. Mr. Hardison, would you please say your name for the record?
Gianni Hardison.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Hardison will be pleading to 1 count of no operator's license on person. He understands the rights he is waiving by doing such.
Mr. Hardison, would you, whatever that is on your head, would you remove it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And before we proceed with the plea, I'll make the disclosure on the record that I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make this disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband would have no idea about the facts of Mr. Hardison's case, or even that the matter was scheduled for hearing this morning. Knowing that, Mr. Jadala, is your client still prepared to proceed with the plea?
Your Honor, we have no objections. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hardison, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. You were able to hear Mr. Jadala this morning,
Yes, ma'am.
and you understand that you will be tendering a plea of guilty to the add account of no operator's license on person, and the original misdemeanor of driving while license suspended will be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Okay.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Say that again?
You're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hardison, is it true that on December 18th, 2021 in Van Buren Township, you operated a vehicle without an operator's license on your person?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hardison, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the add account of no operator's license on person, dismisses the driving while license suspended. Mr. Jadala, is there anything you'd like to say before fines and costs are assessed in this matter?
Just that Mr. Hardison, Your Honor, is working diligently to reinstate his driver's license. We just ask for minimal costs and fines.
Thank you. This court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's $75 crime victims fee. There's $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee, $150 show cause fee, and $150 warrant fee. That's $445. Mr. Hardison, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Before you leave, sir, they will move you into the breakout room to speak with the collections department. They will be able to roll your payment into your existing payment plan with this court. Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Mr. Hardison, good luck to you. Please, sir, join the collections breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is 220236OD. This is Van Buren Township versus Amy Lynn Kamen. May I have your appearances, please?
Hi, I'm still here. I'm not sure if he's here yet.
Yes,
He's
I'm here.
here.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Frank Ford on behalf of Ms. Kamen.
Good morning, Mr. Ford. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Sir, for purposes of arraignment, how are we proceeding?
We would waive formal reading and plead not guilty.
Thank you. There is an indication from Van Buren Township Public Safety that they do not oppose a personal bond in this matter. For that reason, the court will set Ms. Kamen's bond at $5,000 personal. Ma'am, you do not need to post any money, but what you must do is participate in all future proceedings and appear as directed by this court. The only other condition of your bond, ma'am, is that you not purchase, possess, consume any alcoholic beverages during the pendency of this matter. Mr. Ford, have you had the opportunity to be in communication with the prosecutor from Van Buren Township?
No, I was hoping to do that this morning.
Sir, if you sit tight, Mary Ann, my secretary, will get you moved into a breakout room to discuss this matter with Ms. Manarino, the prosecutor. There was an offer on the file that if your client pleads guilty to operating while intoxicated and pay the restitution of $2,623.18. But Mary Ann will get you queued up to speak to Ms. Manarino in her meeting room.
Very good. I will join it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Knight, Mr. Johnson.
Your Honor.
Harris Holloway. Are you
Yes,
here
Your Honor.
for Harris Holloway?
I am, Your Honor, and she was present in one of the breakout rooms. I don't see her in the gallery now.
I don't see.
I'm bringing her back in.
I was gonna say, Marianne, I don't see her just yet. I'm going to step off for just one moment. Don't let anybody go. If there's anybody that needs to speak to the prosecutors or to MIDC, get them lined up for me, please. Mr. Hadley? Were you ready on Ashley Johnson?
We are, Your Honor.
This is 22WM007040M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Ashley Johnson. May I have your appearances, please?
Hi, I'm Ashley Johnson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Ashley Johnson.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'll waive the formal reading of the arraignment, and we will also waive Ms. Johnson's physical presence in the courtroom today, and we're prepared to proceed. We would like to avail ourselves of the offer made by the prosecution.
Which is a 3-month delayed sentence.
Your Honor, our understanding on this one, actually, Mr. Minna stated that she would be pleading responsible to a double parking with a recommended $250 fine.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you.
In addition, Your
Johnson,
Honor,
raise your right hand for me, please. I'm sorry.
in addition, Your Honor, the items seized, which I believe are brass knuckles, will be destroyed.
My apologies. I did not mean to omit that. That is correct.
Ms. Johnson, raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You put your hand down. You were able to discuss your case this morning with Mr. Hadley, including all possible penalties?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you understand that the court accepts your plea this morning to the added count of double parking. You will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, I do.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, I do.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible.
Yes, that's correct.
You're pleading responsible because you are in fact responsible.
Yes, I am.
Ma'am, is it true that on May 15, 2022 at Wayne County Airport located city of Romulus County, Wayne, state of Michigan, that you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Hadley?
Absolutely, Your Honor. We are satisfied.
Ms. Johnson, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking. The original misdemeanor of checkpoint violation will be dismissed, and the brass knuckles in this matter, seized in this matter will be destroyed. There was an agreement by the attorneys that you would pay a fine in this matter of $250. The court will assess that fine. Ma'am, are you able to pay that within 5 days?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. $250 within 5 days, ma'am. You can mail it to the court or you can go online and pay. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Ms. Johnson. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. Mr. Johnson, I'm just waiting for Ms. Manor. Oh, she's here. This is 22VB00702, Van Buren Township versus Karen Harris Holloway. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Stefan Johnson on behalf of Ms. Karen Harris Holloway.
Ma'am, state your name for me, please.
Karen Harris Holloway.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding this morning, Mr. Johnson?
Your Honor, we would request that the court carry it over to another pretrial date. I understand that there is some film that I may be able to get a chance to look at, and I need additional time to work with the prosecutor. She has indicated that your next available date may be June 16th, and if so, that we would like to avail ourselves of that date.
June the 16th at
9:50.
Thank you.
June 16th at 9:50 a.m. back here in courtroom number 1. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Johnson?
I don't believe there's anything else, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Ms. Harris Holloway, good day to you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Your Honor. You have a good day as well.
Thank you. This is a recall of 220236 Van Buren Township versus Amy Kamen.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Yes, Your Honor. Again, Frank Ford on behalf of Ms. Kamen. Your Honor, we are at this point requesting an adjournment. I'd like to be able to present some further information to Ms. Manarino before we try to resolve this matter.
That adjourned date will be
June 16th at 10 o'clock.
Is it possible to either make it later in the morning or a different date?
10:45.
That should work. Yes.
June 16th, 2022 at 10:45 a.m. back here in courtroom number 1 with me. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Ford?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Kamen. I'll see you back here in 2 weeks, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you. This is 22WM00691ON. This is Wayne County Airport versus Janelle Knight.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, James Bennett appearing on behalf of the airport.
Ms. Knight, state your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Janelle Knight.
Ms. Knight, your caption indicates that you've waived the right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney for your arraignment. Is that accurate, ma'am?
Yes.
For purposes of arraignment, Mr. Mena.
Your Honor, I've spoken to Ms. Knight, and we believe we've reached a resolution. She's going to plead not guilty to the original charge, but if she pleads responsible to the amended and reduced charge of double parking, pays a $250 fine, and the item is destroyed, then the more serious charge will be dismissed.
And Ms. Knight, that's how you wish to proceed in this matter?
I agree, yes.
Ma'am, would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. You may put your hand down now. Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking, you will not have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor?
Yes.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
Yes.
Yes, you've been threatened or promised something?
Oh, no, sorry.
That's okay. Ms. Knight, is it true that on May the 13th, 2022, at Wayne County Airport located City of Romulus, County of Wayne, State of Michigan, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ms. Knight, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking. The original misdemeanor of the checkpoint violation will be dismissed. As previously indicated by Mr. Mena, the court will assess a fine of $250. Are you able to pay that within the next 5 days?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. 5 days to pay, $250. You may go online and pay it, or you may mail it to the court. Anything else, Ms. Knight?
No.
Thank you so much for your patience this morning, ma'am. Have a good day and good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hadley, what do you have, sir?
Your Honor, scanning the breakout rooms right now, and I do not see anyone in the MIDC waiting room. I think we're looking good right now.
Why would you say that?
Fair enough.
Mr. Mays?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready. On Mr.
Are you back
Marvin Miller.
for Miller?
Yes.
This is 220364OD, Van Buren Township versus Marvin Miller. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Manning on behalf of the people.
And William Mays on behalf of Mr. Miller, who was here. I don't see him now. There he is. Mr. Miller, state your name, please. Unmute. There you go. State your name.
Miller.
So, Your Honor, the prosecutor and attorney, and we agree to proceed by Zoom this morning, Your Honor. The prosecutor and I have had an opportunity to discuss the case. We'd like to ask for a lengthy adjournment if we could. We have an implied consent hearing coming up in the middle of July. I've talked about some motions that I might file in this case. And so we were looking maybe at September or November.
Well, Marianne looks for an adjournment date that is that far out. Mr. Mays, this court was just looking for how we were proceeding as to the arraignment in this matter.
Oh, waive reading if we haven't already had the arraignment. I'm sorry.
No,
Ask
we
the
haven't,
court-
and that's fine, sir. I know you usually include that. Absolutely not guilty to all criminal charges. Waive the
Absolutely
right.
not guilty.
Okay. Well, Marianne looks for an adjourned date that puts you out in September on whosever docket that might be. For purposes of bond, there is a recommendation from Van Buren Township Public Safety that they do not oppose personal bond. I don't see any other conditions. Bond in this matter will be set at $5,000 personal. Mr. Miller, you do not need to post any money, but what you must do is appear at all future court dates scheduled in this matter. Court will order that you not purchase, possess, consume any alcoholic beverages during the pendency of this matter. Marianne, did you get an adjourned date out? Mr. Mays indicated to September.
Yes, September 15th at 9 o'clock with Judge Green.
September 15th at 9 a.m. in courtroom number 3 with Judge Green.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Mays?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too, sir. Good luck to you, Mr. Miller. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are we? There's somebody waiting to see Mr. Mena, it looks like. Mr. Jadala, do you have something else?
No, Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure we were good to go.
It looks like we are.
Judge, may you and your staff have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your morning.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye-bye, Angela. Bye-bye, Marianne. Bye-bye, Josh.
Hi, Samir.
Our last scheduled case was scheduled at 10:50 a.m. So Mr. Hadley, if you would hang around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also covering today. Mr. Nunley is in another courtroom. It looks like he had a Jamie Kirksey, Kirksey, who was scheduled to appear today. Did she?
That's the one
Check.
I'm referring to. That's the 1050.
Okay, that's the hang around one. No problem. I'm here on that.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Hmm. Mary Ann, we had 22WM00449OM, 22WM00516OM, 22WM00382OM, 22WM00434OM, and 434 was the last one for Mr. George Drayton Jr. These were all airport cases scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial. Mr. Drayton has again failed to appear in these matters scheduled at 8 a.m. It is now 10:46 a.m. by this court's clock. Based on the defense failure to appear for the duly scheduled show cause hearing, bench warrant shall issue. $5,010%. Mr. Drayton already has other unrelated matters that are in warrant status with the same underlying offense. It appears that Kirksey is in our waiting room. Mr. Hadley, I'll get them in.
Very good. Let me.
Jamie Kirksey, please turn your video on and unmute yourself. Mr. Hadley, do you need to speak to them?
Yes, I had a brief moment.
Marianne will get you moved into a breakout room, sir.
Josh, I just put her in your meeting room.
Perfect. I'm hopping in there right
Thank
now.
you, ma'am. This was 22WM00394OM, Wayne County Airport versus Demario Ellis. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:49 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear now for a second time, bench warrant shall issue. 5,010%. Good morning, Ms. Carr.
Good morning.
This is 22WM00705OM, Wayne County Airport versus Sharma Carr. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Munn appearing on behalf of the airport.
Ms. Carr, state your name for me, please.
Sharma Carr.
Thank you. Mr. Mena, this matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Carr. She indicated that she did not wish to have MIDC today and waived her right to MIDC counsel today. We believe we've worked it out. She'll plead responsible to the added reduced civil infraction of double parking with a $200 fine. And the item that was seized, which was a taser, will be destroyed. If she accepts that plea, which I believe she is, the checkpoint violation would be dismissed.
Ms. Carr, you do not wish to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney to proceed this morning?
I've never been through this before, so I'm just, I don't know. I mean, well, no, we could go ahead and go the way it was did.
Ms. Carr, raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You may put your hand down.
Okay.
You were able to discuss the case this morning with the prosecutor, Mr. Mena?
Yes.
And you understand that you'll be tendering a plea of responsible to the added count of double parking and that the checkpoint violation misdemeanor will be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Okay.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine the witnesses of the prosecutor.
Okay.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
I'm sorry.
I said, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
I am responsible. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Carr, is it true that on May 15, 2022 at Wayne County Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus, County of Wayne, state of Michigan, that you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Ms. Carr, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking. The misdemeanor will be dismissed and the taser will be destroyed. As previously indicated by Mr. Mena, there will be a $200 fine in this matter. Ma'am, are you able to pay this amount within 5 days?
No, I'm not within 5 days. He told me that I could get a payment plan.
Absolutely, ma'am. Before you leave this morning, the court will move you into the breakout room to speak with the collections department. They will establish a payment plan for the $200, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Ms. Carr?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Don't leave yet. They'll move you to talk to the collections department.
Okay, I thank you for your time and your patience.
You're so welcome. Thank you for your patience. You have a wonderful day, okay?
Yes, ma'am, and you have a blessed one yourself.
Thank you.
Ma'am, just click on the invitation to join the breakout room.
Okay.
Desmond Dupree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay, here I am.
What are you here for?
Reckless discharge of firearm.
Is your last name actually Dupree?
Yes.
What time were you scheduled?
10:40.
I do not have anything scheduled at 10:40. Which judge are you supposed to be with, sir?
Joshua, I think Joshua. I don't.
Joshua Kaplan, that's the prosecutor. Are you maybe supposed to be with Judge Green?
I don't think it's say, but this is the Zoom meeting I did. It say on the paper.
It's with Judge Green.
You're in the wrong place, sir. I can give you the right number. Or you can go back to the court's website and connect to Judge Green's courtroom.
One second.
You're okay.
Could you give me the number?
If you're ready,
Yep.
it's 933
Mm-hmm.
057
All right.
8570.
Thank you. I don't know why it gave me the wrong ID, but thank you.
It's okay. Have a good day.
Ms. Carr, did you see the invitation to join the breakout room?
It never came, ma'am.
Yeah, it's there. There should be like a little icon somewhere.
Icon. Okay. Let me get some help. Is the icon like the green button at top?
I
That's
don't
not
know.
it. That's not it. Is that it? Okay. Let's say mute. I didn't know how to do this. I see it's like a little body thing on here. It say record. Okay, join. I found it.
Thank you.
Join.
This is 22 VB 00547A. This is Van Buren Township versus Terrell Garrett. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:56 a.m. Defendant has failed to appear. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. This is 20WM02452OT. This is Wayne County Airport versus Shamika Hunt. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial, show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:57 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, this being the second failure to appear in this morning. In this matter, my apologies. Bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 220252OM Van Buren Township versus Quincy Frank Jones. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:58 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, this being the second failure to appear in this matter, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 220251OM. This is Van Buren Township versus Kevin Matthew Rader. Matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:58 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, this being the second failure to appear in this matter, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%.
Let me see if I can move.
This is 22WM00375OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Malik Sanders. This matter was scheduled for arraignment, show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:59 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, this being the second failure to appear in this matter, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. Ms. Carr, were you able to speak to the collections department?
Yes, ma'am.
You're all set, ma'am. You may leave.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't want to hang up and get in no more trouble.
No. Listen, no, I appreciate you for following up, but you're all set now that you've talked to Maria.
Okay. All right, then,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
This is 22VB00648OM. It's Van Buren Township versus Cedric Brandon Smith. The matter of schedule for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 11 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. This being the second failure to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. Mr. Hadley, she's in with one of our clerks. They might just be confirming and updating the address information.
Okay, very good.
This is 22WM00329OT. This would be Wayne County Airport versus Dana Lynn White. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial this morning at 8 a.m. It's now 11:01 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. This being the second failure to appear in this matter, bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. This is 22VB00845OM Van Buren Township versus Gabrielle Lott. Matter scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:40 a.m. It's now 11:02 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. These are 22VB00825 and B. Van Buren Township versus Amaya Young. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:40 a.m. It's now 11:03 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matters will be set for show cause. Mr. Mena,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you have something else?
No, I don't.
You're just like hanging around?
I stay until I'm excused, Judge, and
Oh, my apologies. I looked up, I saw it's 11:03. We have Mr. Hadley's case, which is with Ms. Manarino. So if you're, unless you just want to hang out.
no, I love hanging out with you, Judge.
This doc is concluded. Anyone else is too untimely to be seen this morning.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge. Good seeing everybody.
Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Bye, Jim.
I'm wondering if I should interlope into that meeting room there, Your Honor. Should I mind my own business here?
I've been fighting the urge to have Mary Ann go find out what's happening because I don't know why it would take this long. But I don't know what they're asking. And
Yeah, me
try to
neither,
stay in my own lane.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I know that the matter's going to be adjourned for discovery after speaking with the client, so I don't think we're going to need much of this court's time. That's why I was.
Do you want me to pull them out?
Yeah, Oh, I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't mean to step over you.
No, Mr. Hadley, I was just gonna say, if we're just adjourning it, there's nothing substantial that will happen in your client's absence. I just don't want to hold Ms. Manarino when we don't need to, other than, did we get, we got a new date for Townsley, so we were not expecting the attorney to appear at all.
That's my understanding, Your Honor. I didn't get the new date though from the new counsel. Does the court have it handy?
It's at noon on.
Sorry, I didn't mean, sorry, Judge. July 21st with Judge.
Is that for a trial or for a pretrial?
Trial.
Okay. You said July
Unless something's
21st?
changed.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, do you want that adjourned date for Kirksey?
I do. Oh, well, this is 220317 OM, it's Van Buren Township versus Jamie Kirksey.
Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant. Miss Jamie Kirksey.
I'll note for the record that the defendant is here. She's just in a breakout room with one of the clerks, but the attorneys have advised that this matter will be adjourned.
It will be, Your Honor. I did get it looks like the order granting discovery from Miss Manarino has been moved over. So I think we set the other matters out for the 16th. I don't want to clog you up too much that day, but
June the 16th at what time?
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock? Back here in courtroom number 1. Was there anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
no, Your Honor. I'll call my client and let her know as soon as we wrap up. We don't need to meet again via Zoom. I'll contact her directly.
If she comes back out, I'll give her that date as long as I'm sitting here, which will probably be for another 5 minutes or so.
Very good. And she has my contact information. If she has follow-up questions, she's more than welcome to reach out to me.
Thank you, Mr. Hadley. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you, Angela.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Josh.
Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Manarino.
Sorry, Judge. I just wanted to check on a couple with Mary Ann before I departed that I think I missed when I was in the breakout room.
Okay. Mary Ann.
I'm sorry, Judge. I was on the phone for Lisa. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you go into a breakout room with Ms. Manarino and answer what she needs, please?
Yes, I will. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thanks, Mary Ann.
Yep, you're welcome.
This is 22WM00699OM, Wayne County Airport versus Shane Shawtree. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50 a.m. It's now 11:08 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. This being the first failure to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. These are 21BB02004. Scratch that. 22VB00709 and 22VB00234 OT. These are both Van Buren Township versus Destiny Baker. The matters were scheduled for, let's try this a different way. This is 22VB00709 OM, Van Buren Township versus Destiny Baker. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It is now 11:09 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. And 22VB00234 OT, Van Buren Township versus Destiny Baker. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It's now 11:10 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear for a second time in this matter. Bench warrant shall issue 5,000. 10%. This is 22VB00710OM. This is Van Buren Township versus Isabella Fitch. Matter scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It's now 11:10 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. This is 22VB00760OM. This is Van Buren Township versus Tawana Jackson. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It is now 11:11 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, and matter will be set for show cause. Good morning, Ms. Kirksey.
Good morning.
Your case was adjourned till June the 16th at 10 a.m.
June the 16th.
Yes, ma'am, at 10 a.m.
Okay. And it's the
Okay.
same Zoom information?
Same Zoom information, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day. These are 22WM00299OM, 22WM00305, AOM, B and C, 22WM00351OM. These are all Wayne County Airport versus Ronald Morris. The matters were all scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial this morning at 9:10 a.m. It's now 11:13 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, matters will be set for show cause. I'm sorry, the matters were scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial. Defendant has failed to appear for a second time. Bench warrants shall issue in these matters 5,000, 10%. This is 210870 Van Buren Township versus David Lee Zerker. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 9:10 a.m. It's now 11:16 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, this being the second failure to appear in this matter. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. This is 20WM01472OM, Wayne County Airport versus Raymond Jackson. This matter was scheduled for pretrial at 9:20 a.m. It is now 11:17 a.m. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. This is 20WM01471A, Wayne County Airport versus Raymond Jackson. Matter scheduled for pretrial at 9:20 today. It is now 11:18 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. The B, C, D, and E files were similarly set and failed to appear. All the files will travel as show cause. These are 2010050M, 21BB004181 A and B. These are all Van Buren Township versus Jacqueline Murray. They were scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning at 9:30. It's now 11:20 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter should be set for show cause. This is 2108030M Van Buren Township versus Brandon Bilski. The matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning at 9:40 a.m. It's now 11:21 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. This is 22WM00711OM. Wayne County Airport versus Carlos Bussett. The matter was scheduled this morning for arraignment pretrial at 11:22 a.m. I'm sorry. For arraignment pretrial at 9:50 a.m. It's now 11:22 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. This is 22WM00687OM, Wayne County Airport versus James Lamar Polk. This matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10 a.m. It's now 11:23 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, matter will be set for show cause. This is 22WM00689OM, Wayne County Airport versus Dana Jordan. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:10 a.m. It's now 11:24 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, matter will be set for show cause. This is 22VB00708OM, Van Buren Township versus Journey Nelson. The matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It is now 11:24 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, matter will be set for show cause. Mary Ann, I think that concludes this morning's docket. Thank you very much, ma'am.